It's the first television interview with the Royal Marine who was sacked after 18 years of service for hitting an Afghan suspect with a Wellington boot.
Mark Leader, who's from Suffolk, was found guilty of assaulting a prisoner suspected of planting a roadside bomb.
Well, now in an exclusive interview, he's told Anglia Tonight he wants to clear his name and, as Lorna Ramsey now reports, he's got the backing of tens of thousands in an internet campaign as well.
Mark Leader is trying to adjust to civilian life, but his 18-year career in the military ended in the most shameful of circumstances. He was dismissed from the Royal Marines for assaulting a prisoner in Afghanistan with a Wellington boot. But he insists the prisoner was trying to escape and he was acting in self-defence.
As for every Royal Marine that serves and not serving, it's once a Marine is always a Marine. But I think it's one of the things that's still trying to say, it's still quite raw, so the effect I don't think it's completely come into touch yet because it's still early days. But it still means a lot to me, and I mean what we're trying to achieve at the moment is, you know, clear of my name of what happened.
While all this was going on, Mark's fiancée Jo was heavily pregnant with William, who's now 7 weeks old. She says she never expected Mark to be thrown out.
I feel the whole thing has been completely, blown out of proportion for what he did. I know in the Marines they have to act professionally, and Mark has served 18 years and has always acted professionally in his job, and I believe he did on this occasion too.
And it seems many other people agree that Mark was harshly treated. A campaign has been set up on the social networking site Facebook. So far, there are more than 46,000 members. It also includes a link to an online petition which calls on the government to overturn his court-martial. Mark was dismissed along with one of his colleagues who admitted assault. At the time they were sentenced, Armed Forces Minister Bill Rammell said, "We will always seek to bring to account those whose actions fall short of our high standards of behaviour, and the actions of these two individuals are not reflective of those of their colleagues in the Royal Marines, the Royal Navy or the wider armed forces." Despite what's happened, Mark says he remains loyal to the Marines, and his respect for the armed forces will remain with him for life. Lorna Ramsey, Anglia News.
And we'll keep you up to date on that story. Don't forget you can email us with your thoughts at jonathanandbecky@itv.com.
Now a bit of election news for you, because Labour launched their manifesto for the East of England today. Housing Minister John Healey was joined by candidates Charles Clarke and John Cook in Norwich. Well, among their manifesto pledges are plans to make the region a hub for high-value business and economic prosperity. They also want to continue to develop digital technology along with science and innovation as well.
Great to have you with us this Monday evening. Up next... Next, celebration time for Norwich City fans after the Canaries secured promotion back to the Championship at the first attempt.
Fittingly, they achieved promotion at the same ground at which they were relegated last season. With that and the rest of the weekend's football, here's Donovan Blake.
To the teams in the Championship, the message from Norwich is clear. City's absence from League Football's second tier is soon to end. The feel-good factor was intense in South London on Saturday. Today, it was still pretty strong in Norwich City Centre.
I've been supporting the Canaries for a lot of years, around about 40-odd years, so I'm actually absolutely over the moon about it.
That was incredible. Yeah, nearly as good as the night when Jeremy Goss scored in Europe.
My son's been after the kits, I think, Saturday. Carrow Road's going to be a celebration, I think.
When Norwich faced Charlton 11 months ago, it was the Valley of Tears for their fans. 11 months on, it was anything but. Unconfined joy when they scored, and how appropriate it was Michael Nelson, who delivered for the Norfolk club. At times it was nail-biting stuff, but Fraser Forster in goal kept Charlton at bay, and at full time the delight was there for all to see.
The turnaround's been huge. The feeling of getting relegated is the most horrible thing. I'm delighted for the fans that came and watched us. Terrific support again, and I'm absolutely over the moon for the players. It's been a big effort from everybody, and I'm delighted for them.
the achievement looks better because we've got teams like Charlton and Leeds and Southampton in this league, obviously big clubs. So I think if they weren't in it, then everyone would expect us to run away with it. But with them in it and somewhat struggling a little bit, I think it makes our achievement look a bit better.
On one hand, promotion means Norwich get a share of a bigger slice of cake in terms of Football League revenue, potentially around £2 million in TV rights. But most Norwich supporters see the Championship as the minimum requirement. So on the other hand, it's a case of pride restored. So Norwich are up, which means they're reunited with Ipswich, the Blues confirming their Championship status with a record-breaking 19th draw against Doncaster, Connor Wickham getting his 5th of the campaign. They won't, however, be playing Peterborough, already relegated. Posh were hit for 6 at Reading. The chances of Colchester joining them are slim. Despite Ian Henderson's goal at Hartlepool, the U's lost 3-1, leaving them 6 points off the playoffs. Who knows when they'll next play Southend? The Shrimpers look destined for League 2, 7 points from safety after losing to Brighton. If they go down, Stevenage Borough will be one of their opponents after winning promotion from the Blue Square Premier Division. They went up as champions. Norwich now aim to do the same. It could be quite a party at Carrow Road on Saturday. Donovan Blake, Anglia News, Norwich.
A man's been found guilty of manslaughter 25 years after killing his 6-week-old baby. David Richards has also been convicted of child cruelty and grievous bodily harm following the death of his daughter near Norwich in 1985. The investigation was launched after the 51-year-old apparently confessed to his son that he'd suffocated baby Melanin to stop her crying. He'll be sentenced at Norwich Crown Court in 6 weeks.